Police are piecing together what led up to a deadly crash on a busy New Haven road this morning. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Investigators say it began with an attempted traffic stop before ending in a violent crash. It was all caught on camera. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules walks us through what happened.
New Haven police say the driver who was killed in the crash was driving away from a state trooper who tried to pull them over on the highway. In surveillance video from a deli along L.T. Grosso Boulevard, traffic seems normal until a black car is seen speeding down the street and beginning to veer towards oncoming traffic just after 8:30 in the morning. Christian Bruckhart, the public information officer for the New Haven Police Department, says state police tried to pull the driver over for motor vehicle charges on the I-95 off-ramp.
Vehicle fled from CSP. They did not pursue.
That's when the driver of the black car crashed into a white pickup truck.
The force of the collision was enough to spin both cars around.
The driver of the black car died from their injuries.
The car that the deceased was driving had a second person in it. That person has non-life-threatening injuries. And the car that was struck, that driver also has non-life-threatening injuries.
The street was blocked off for hours as police worked to investigate the crash and remove the body and cars from the scene. Ron Sowers first saw the road blocked off on his way to work in the morning. When he saw it was still closed hours later as he was leaving, he assumed the worst.
When I saw it this bad, I'm like, it was either a shooting or a terrible crash.
Sowers says he feels for everyone affected by the crash.
My heart goes out to the family.
L.T. Grosso Boulevard has since been reopened. The New Haven Police Department is still investigating the cause of this crash. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. We have new details now about that deadly plane and fire truck crash at LaGuardia. Today, federal investigators said the fire truck didn't have a transponder on it, which means it wouldn't have picked up or been picked up by a runway warning system that could have alerted the pilots to the danger. The chairwoman of the National Transportation Safety Board said the board does not currently recommend vehicles on airport grounds have transponders, but she said moving forward, they should. A jet with more than 70 people on board crashed into a fire truck while landing Sunday night. 2 pilots were killed and several passengers were hurt. Federal investigators say they don't yet know whether the 2 people in the fire truck heard the control tower's last-second warnings to stop before they pulled into the path of the plane.
Police say bomb threats aimed at 2 Waterbury schools were not credible, and still there was an evacuation of the buildings and panicked parents rushed to pick up their kids. Fox 61's Erin Coogan was there, and she has the story from Waterbury.
Well, while quiet now, Waterbury police say it was around 11 a.m. that initial reports indicated a possible bomb threat at Wilby High School and the neighboring North End Middle School. Students tell me they were in class, they were at lunch, when an abrupt announcement came over the intercom telling everyone to evacuate.
At first we didn't hear it because it was kind of quiet, and usually they will give us like an alarm or something, but you know, they gave us an announcement, they told us we had to evacuate, and that's what we did.
For Wilby High School seniors Quadir Daniels and Jeremy Cruz, a quick evacuation order led to a few panic-stricken moments as students with no information clamored for exit doors around campus.
Well, I was in a calf, and then everybody, I thought there was a fight because everyone was piling up. They all rushed out, falling on top of each other, rushing out the building. They were screaming, something's happening, something's happening. I thought it was a fire, ran out to school, you know, like everyone else.
We didn't know what was going on until they actually sent us some emails saying that it was supposed to be a bomb inside of the school.
Soon surrounded by local police and fire crews, it was a similar scene at the middle school. Investigators made thorough sweeps of every classroom, hallway, and storage facility.
We actually saw like 6 police cars come over, two fire trucks came over just now. They're actually still in the school right now.
Our cameras captured the ensuing rush of parents making their way to reunite with their kids.
Yeah, I texted my mom. I let her know everything that happened.
I called my mom, of course, saying that we were standing outside for an hour and she ordered an Uber.
Mom feels better sending you home.
Yeah.
Eventually, Waterbury police gave the all clear, allowing students and staff to return to their respective classrooms. But as we saw at that point, several parents had opted to pull their student for the rest of the day. Meanwhile, investigation remains ongoing as to what prompted those initial reports. In Waterbury, Erin Coogan, Fox 61.
Thank you, Erin. New Haven police say a woman told them she was stabbed and attacked by several other women. They say it happened last night in the area of Ferry and Exchange Streets. Officers say the 25-year-old told them the women punched and kicked her, and one of them stabbed her with a screwdriver. They say she was hurt, but she's expected to survive. Authorities haven't said if any arrests were made or what led up to that stabbing.
South Windsor police are looking for a hit-and-run driver in a semi-truck. They say the driver hit a woman around 5:45 this morning near a Route 5 I-291 off-ramp. The woman is expected to recover. Officials say it was a red semi-truck with no trailer. If you might have information that could help with the investigation, you should contact South Windsor Police.
All right, time for a look at the weather now. And hey, it was sunny and in the 40s today in Hartford. Might as well have been in the 70s because it was just felt great out there with the sunshine, the blue skies. And at least it wasn't, bone chilling. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here now. Rach, we're even in for more of a warm up here, right?
Yeah, temperatures will be climbing into the 50s heading through the day tomorrow and 60s on Thursday. But your homework assignment is to enjoy while it lasts because it is going to be fleeting. Heading into Thursday night, we'll see some rain developing, and that will allow the temperatures to drop in a big way Friday into this upcoming weekend, especially on Saturday. Meantime, last night, this is what it looked like in Staffordville. Thank you to Jeff Aborn for sharing this. It was snowing enough that it was able to cover some grassy surfaces. Right now, though, temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s. That's in the rear view mirror. Overnight lows will be in the 30s. I do think, as I mentioned before, we'll see more clouds tomorrow. Temperatures will start in the 30s, low 40s by noon, and high temperatures could climb into the low to mid 50s as we head through around this time tomorrow evening. And we get even warmer than that for Thursday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, lines are long and patience is wearing thin while lawmakers on Capitol Hill seem closer to a deal to fund TSA and the rest of Homeland Security while leaving out funding immigration enforcement.
Now, President Donald Trump supports the plan, but Democrats still need to agree. Rebecca Castor explains.
At Houston's Bush Airport, security lines take up 3 floors. You can't even see where the line begins because it's in the basement.
This is unconscionable.
Getting DHS funded and airports back in order will be the first priority for newly sworn-in Secretary Markwayne Mullin. More than 450 TSA officers have quit nationwide since the shutdown began, and employees will miss another paycheck Friday unless lawmakers reach a deal.
Today I got the privilege of meeting so many of the employees at DHS. They're working for free because of political politics. That's all I need to know.
The airport nightmares haven't been enough, though, to sway Democrats unless changes are made to immigration enforcement. GOP leaders are now considering a new plan backed by President Trump to fund nearly all of DHS, including ICE's Homeland Security investigations, while leaving out money for immigrant removal operations.
They've sent us an offer, and we'll be sending them an offer back. And I can assure you, it'll contain significant reform in it.
If there's enough support, the Senate will vote on this soon. But some Republicans are wary of leaving immigration enforcement funding out of the deal.
What do you say to the Laken Riley's family, of this lady in Chicago, Sheridan Gordon, who just lost their kid, when the people that might have saved them don't get, there's no funding for them?
This new proposal still does not guarantee Democrats will get some of the major ICE reforms they've been demanding, and Republicans can fund removal operations in other ways. On Capitol Hill, Rebecca Castor, Fox 61.
Despite some serious improvement over the years, officials say drug overdoses continue to be a problem that our state needs to address.
They say the numbers are down and they want to keep it that way. Fox 61's Joe Monte has more on how they'll do just that.
The state is working to make naloxone, a life-saving medication used during opioid overdoses, more available ahead of a potential overdose spike in the coming months. Naloxone rapidly stops overdoses in their tracks by blocking opioids' effects on the brain. And it's as simple as a spray up the nose. It saves thousands of lives every year from heroin, fentanyl, painkillers, and other opioid-related deaths. Statewide, there are usually less overdoses during the winter, but the numbers tick upward as the weather gets warmer. Ahead of the expected increase, officials want to create more access to naloxone. Right now, officials say the medication is readily available at pharmacies and a number of other trusted sources. First responders are also helping disperse naloxone in their communities with what they call leave-behind kits. They contain 2 doses of medication, rapid drug tests, a CPR shield, and directions with what to do if you believe someone is overdosing. Government agencies, the National Guard, state police, and the governor's office are working to figure out ways to continue to minimize overdoses and overdose deaths in Connecticut. But Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz says they need the community's help too.
I think everyone in our state should have one of these, carry it with you. I want to be prepared in case I see someone who might need help. All of us, friends, family, bystanders, need access to this critical life-saving medication.
Overdoses continue to be a major problem around the U.S., but the lieutenant governor says that in Connecticut, they're trending downward. In Hartford, Joe Monti, Fox 61.
Joe, thank you. North Haven police accused a New Haven man of breaking into a home and attacking someone he knew. 43-year-old David Palmisano now faces charges including assault and home invasion. Police say he entered the home Sunday night and restrained and attacked the victim, but the victim was still able to call 911, and officers say they found Palmisano hiding under a mattress. Police say Palmisano and the victim knew each other, and that Palmisano also has an active warrant out for his arrest in New York.